Hello, I am ready to choose a TBR. I am going to choose this TBR for the whole fourth quarter of the year. I have been thinking about how to do this and wondering about how I'm going to do this. And there are a few ideas that I have. There are still plenty of ideas that I would like from you guys, but I think my Q4 is going to look like this. I know, you're like, what? Because there's no books on it. And that is what we are here to do today. I am going to try. I know this is a weird thing to say, but I am going to try to plan 15 books per month for the next 3 months. That is 45 books total, and we're going to get them on this little page and look at them all together. Now you're wondering, how are you going to choose these books? This right here is how I'm going to choose these books. Now also, you're going to say, don't you have readathons that you're doing over the next 3 months? Yes, I do. And I'm going to try to make those books fit these books. But I really want to do some different kinds of videos, and I have ideas for those based on a lot of these things right here. So these, whatever I spin here, these are kind of going to determine what kind of videos I'm making over the next quarter. And I would like to have those things planned out in advance, just because it makes it easier for me if I am traveling, if I know things are coming up that I want to read around those things. And maybe in the future, you don't want me sharing all these things with you. Maybe you want me to figure this out on my own and not do it alongside you. But I have all of my jars over here to the side that we're going to be drawing from. And I have this nice spinner wheel that's going to tell me which one to draw. And I have my 50 before 50 thing over here as well. So if I land on that one, that's what we're going to be doing over here. So really what it means is let's just start going. And then I will try to put them in some semblance of order over on the presentation page, and we'll just look at them together after they're all done. Cerulean Chronicles. Great. I'm actually reading that now, so I don't know why that's in there. Okay, between 1 and 25, we have number 19. Psy Changelings. I'm changing out the spot where it was because we could get it again, and I don't want to know that it's in number 19. Journey's End. The Destroyer. Oh, Greenbone Saga. Lore Olympus. How is it doing this every time? I'm going to start spinning from where it is. Like, I'm not going to reset it and have it start moving. Let's see what we have. Why the Last Man? Here we go. That was a very long piece of paper. So maybe it doesn't work if I don't mix it up. I don't know. These are such huge pieces of paper. Oh. Year One by Nora Roberts. I'll just shuffle a couple times and then spin. Back to the giant bowl. I keep doing it. Heartbeats. A few more shuffles and we go again. Wow. How is this happening? Oh, one of them fell out. I'm just going to do that one. Uncrowned. Okay, physical books. Let's see if I can grab one down in the bottom here. There, this one. Ooh, Starling House. Wow. Like, these graphic novels are just choosing to be read. I'm actually going to be out of choices soon. Spy Family. Okay, this is editing Amanda here. You guys can see that I'm editing this. This is so boring to me. I'm 6 minutes into this, and the thought that, first of all, the amount of clips I have right now is 1 hour and 16 minutes. That's what's left. It started out at 1.5 hours. So to get to 6 minutes, I have already gone through 15 minutes of footage. And this continues over and over. Well, for 3 more times to get to 45 books because we've just finished 10 of them. I'm not editing through this. I'm sure you probably don't want to watch this. So let me know if you do enjoy this. I can put these out in shorter chunks and being like, here's the first 10, here's the next 10, the third 10, whatever. I've also got some other ideas. I'm rethinking a lot of things about how I'm going to be reading books. And I almost just scrapped this video completely because these 45 books that I go through here and pick out, they're not everything that I have to read. Like, I finally sat down earlier today, actually, and I went through the fact that there are so many books from my 50 before 50 that I need to read every month. There are so many books from book clubs that I need to read every month. I want to do the buzzword book. I want to do my girl's journey through Aeldia every month. And so for me to just say, I'm only going to use this wheel, and that was not really my intentions anyway. I mean, 45 books over 3 months is not that many for me. That's 15 books a month, and I generally read more than that. However, part of what I'm trying to do is slow down the amount of reading that I'm doing. So adding these books on here it's just too much. Or it might be too much. We're going to go with this for this quarter, but I'm rethinking a lot of stuff about how I'm going to do things going forward, especially in January. I need this to be a sustainable thing, but also that gives me enough leeway to be able to write books and do my other channel stuff on other channels, and also work my job at the library. And it cannot be you read 35 books in a month and I'll do the rest of those things. Those things just can't happen if that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to be rethinking things. I'm already thinking about what goals are going to look like in 2025 for reading stuff and for this channel specifically. So I'm going to fast forward through all of this. I'm going to jump forward through all of this, and let's get to finished with these 45 and let's see what we have. Okay, it's time to talk about books we love. If you have been here at all for maybe in the last year, you might not know what this is, but NPR has a website called Books We Love, and I have a bit of a challenge going with these books. Now, discussing it, let me see how I want to tell you about it. I'm just going to keep it very brief and say this. Down the side, we have categories of different things. And they're not just genres, they're all kind of categories, okay? So lots of categories down the side. And then we have years across the top. So from 2013 to 2023, that is 11 years total so far. They have compiled these lists, and they being certain people at NPR, which I will let you research that, or I will link at the end of this video. I will put my video or my playlist playing, talking about these books and what I'm doing with them for my I don't know what to even call it. Anyway, I took a huge break and I realized that I was missing it because one of the things that I was benefiting from by doing what I was doing with this project is that I was reading books that I never would have picked up in genres that I never read in. And it was just really good. I found so many really, really good books from this project and books that, like I said, I wouldn't have picked up before or on my own. Some of these I would have, but most of them, no. So anytime I land on books we love, I get to go through and choose my next NPR read. So I am in 2016 in Family Matters, all the way back up here, and I have 83 options. So we're going back to our random number generator, and we're going to put 1 to 83 and generate. And I'm going to be reading number 69 or number 14 from the end, which is what I'm going to do because that'll make it much easier. Okay, right up here at the top is number 70. So at the bottom of this row is the book I'm going to be reading. And it is Moonglow, a novel by Michael Chabon. A playful twist on a family memoir purports to be the amazing adventures of the author's maternal grandfather as confided to him when the normally reticent, often anger-fueled electrical engineer lay dying on a palliative cloud of painkillers. The entertaining, beautifully written narrative encompasses the hunt for Nazi rocket scientist Werner von Braun during the last days of World War II, a marriage to a beguiling but psychologically damaged French Holocaust survivor, and a stint in prison for attempted murder. Despite a few wayward blasts, Moonglow is a propulsive, ultimately moving love story about shooting for the moon but learning to accept misfires. Aw, I love it. Okay, great. Okay, wonderful. This one is one we haven't gotten yet, and it's exactly what it says it is. One of the Herkiad things that I want to do a video about, that's where this comes in. Okay, for the Herkiad video idea, I have been collecting recommendations from 5 small booktubers, and I'm going to be reading those books that they gave us. So I'm just going to place a spot for 5 books on my whole thing, and that's going to be for that vlog. Now, another video idea is going to be to read the webcomic, because initially I was going to do the webcomic and then I changed my mind, but that means that we get to spin for it because you guys have recommended all of these webcomics to me. So I'm going to reset so we can start it spinning, and then whatever it lands on is the webcomic I'm going to read and do a video about it. So I had 2 people tell me about Digger, freaking romance. Okay. That's what I'm going to be reading. And then 2 people told me about Digger, and then 1 person told me about all the rest of them. I've not looked into this at all, so I hope it's not incredibly long because I've got to read the full webcomic. And I see that number 1, volume 1 in hardcover form is 350 pages. So we'll just see what it looks like when I read it as a webcomic. Okay, back to NPR, and we just did 2016, so now we're going to do 2017 Family Matters, and I have 85 books to choose from, and we're going to pick number 10, okay? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dunbar by Edward St. Aubyn. No one is better suited to adapting King Lear than Edward St. Aubyn, a writer whose career was built on familial strife with the exquisite Patrick Melrose novels. His language has a wonderful poetic density, dry, expansive, self-conscious, and savage all at once. The result is Dunbar, a moving, brutal, and apt adaptation of the play, and the first really successful installment of the Hogarth Shakespeare series. Wow. That's going to be cool. I have not read King Lear since college, maybe.
Did you even really read it there?
No, but I listened during the discussions.
because that's the same.
So I definitely need to brush up on my King Lear, I guess, before I read Dunbar. We'll see. Oh, we get to read another NPR book. Awesome. So now we're in 2018, and we have 113 books now. All right. Number 17. That'll be easy to count. Okay, here's Michelle Obama is number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The Last Cowboys, a pioneer family in the New West. I don't read a lot of nonfiction. Okay. But John Branch's portrait of a longtime Mormon ranching and champion rodeo family has all the trappings of a can't-put-down modern Western. Don't be turned away if you don't like cows or ranching or rodeos. This is a smart portrayal of a way of life that's slipping away even in the rural West. I cannot say that word. Okay, well, The Last Cowboys. Oh, and we're going back to NPR. I love it. Okay, 2019, 94 options. Number 17. We got 17 last time, didn't we? Okay, 1, 2, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's at the very top. The top of this one. I can make this promise. Edie never thought her parents would keep secrets from her, but that was before she discovered the box in the attic. The box filled with photos of a woman bearing her name and wearing her face. But Edie's mom was an orphan who never knew her family, right? Edie is Suquamish and Duwamish ancestry, and this family secret is linked to a shameful chapter of U.S. history. Christine Day's book encompasses a mystery that will keep kids guessing until the gut-wrenching reveal. Expect this one to keep them glued to the pages. Wow, I can make this promise. Awesome. Okay, y'all. These 45 books are going to get read over the next 3 months, the end of the year, October, November, December. I picked 15 books a month. This is if I read 15 books a month. I am right now averaging around 30 books a month, and we all know that I want that to slow down. I want it to calm down and not be like that. So I'm hoping, number one, that this will help with that, because I am going to be putting these books into groups of how I want to put them in videos. So it will help me, number one, to keep them together better in the way that I want to read them. It'll help me plan out the last part of the year. But also at the same time, I am wanting to read more physically and ebooks. That's why I made sure that I had the owned books from my Kindle, and the physical reads were all in here. The graphic novels are all in here, because I want to use my eyeballs to read, because that makes me slow down when I do that. So yes, I'm still going to be doing audiobooks. Yes, I'm going to still be reading a lot, but I'm going to try to make sure that things come from this list. Also, I know you're probably thinking, what about the TBR games? Well, there's two things. Number one, the TBR games can continue, but it will just be books from this thing. So maybe I'll play a version of Monstrosity, or I saw that Becca's Bookopoly Spookopoly is happening in October to get ready for Halloween. And so the Monopoly board is all about spooky things now. So I could play something like that and just pick books off of this list to read and do those things. So games are not going away. I still want to do them. I like having this as an option of how to do my books in certain categories and certain things, because a lot of the books that I own on the Kindle and on Audible, or not just Audible, but on audio, I don't read, because I go find something on Libby that fits a prompt. Instead of reading the books that I own, I tend to easily go out for books that I don't own, or I just choose that over reading something that I own. So for the next 3 months, it looks like I'm going to make 3 videos for the Herkid challenge. So that's nice. I'll just pick one a month and do that. So October, November, December, I will read I'll be doing one Her Kid challenge video. And then I definitely think I have enough in here to do a graphic novel only video and talk about that. And then I don't know, I'm going to go see how I can arrange some of these, see where I own them, if I only have them on Kindle, how I have them arranged. It looks like I have a couple of, it looks like I have 2 or 3 nonfictions, at least 2, I know, maybe 3. That I can add, and then I've got some mystery and some romance, and I don't know, we're just gonna see how I do it. Maybe I will just read as many as I can read in a few days and see what happens there, and write about that. A vlog about that. So I really don't know what the ultimate goal is as far as how they're going to be divided up, other than the Her Kid ones, because that kind of made it pretty easy for me. But I at least want to try to knock 15 of these books off each month. And then that way I will know that I'm on track to finish the whole thing by December. I also left some room, which is the reason why I shot for 15 a month when I normally read more than that, is because my membership is starting in October, and I have my little jar ready for membership recommendations to go in, and I want to be able to draw 2 of these every month. So I didn't want to fill myself up with these and not have any room to do my membership recommendations. So that's what that is for as well. So these books, while it does look like a lot, we're talking about 3 months of time to read them. So I'm going to play around with some configurations for how I want these to look. And then I'll come back at the end and show you kind of how I have it divided up and what I've been thinking about. And then I will always take your recommendations or thoughts that you guys have down below about how I can do some of this stuff. Okay, let me get out of the way so we can look at this. Okay, I have them divided roughly into genres, but it also helped me get like an idea of what I wanted to do. So this in the middle are the 3 videos for the Her Kid thing. So this is the webcomic, this is the 3 books in 24 hours, and then these are the 5 booktuber recommendations, small booktube recommendations. Then up here at the top, I have fantasy and sci-fi kind of together. There are 6 books up here, and I think I'm going to save those for later in the year. Not in October is what I mean. I'm not going to focus on them in October. However, these right here are horrors, and I am going to focus on those in October. I also, right here, since this Dunbar book is a retelling of King Lear, I also added King Lear, but I might not read the Shakespearean version of it. Like I might find King Lear for Dummies or something, because I just don't do well with the Shakespearean language without having somebody to discuss it with and be like, oh yeah, that's what that means. So if I'm trying to do it on my own, I'm going to use the King Lear for Dummies book. But I definitely want to make a video reading King Lear and then reading the Dunbar book as well. These down here are all mysteries, so I thought that would be nice for October as well, to do a mystery vlog reading through those. These in the middle are, almost all of them are historical fiction. This is more of like a mix of, I don't know what's going to go where, but they're going to go right here. So I'm not sure where things are going to fit, but it's going to be in a video together. Maybe it's a hodgepodge video. Then we have, I think I'm going to save this. I'm not going to do it in October. Then we have nonfiction. I'm also going to push that, not in October. We have romance over here that's just like contemporary, nothing extra, I guess. This Journey's End is a little bit of a historical bent on the romance, and this one is more contemporary, but they're both just romance. These up here all seem to be paranormal romance, and that's not true. I think maybe Heartbeats could be down here in the contemporary romance genre distribution thing that I have going on, but I don't know for sure, so I'll put it up there. Maybe these are going to be steamy and these are not. Like maybe that is the defining factor between them. I don't know. But what I've decided is for these romances up here, and possibly these as well. I'm going to be reading them all through October, November, and December. And then in December, I'm going to do a best of Q4 romance vlog, not vlog, but video, where I talk about all of these and rank them, what I liked best to what I liked least in the quarter. I thought that would be fun. I am also going to do the same thing with the graphic novels down here. So I'm reading 2 Spy Families and 2 Why the Last Man, and then everything else is just 1, but I'm going to rank them all, and in December a video is going to come out ranking all of them. So I kind of roughly went through, I'll show you quickly. I kind of roughly went through and divided them up into October, November, December in the way I'm thinking about reading them. And I did also put my 5 book recommendations in there. So I guess if you want to go back and pause the thing, you can see what those 5 books are. If you want to be surprised, then just be surprised. But that is going to do it for this. I know that this has been a thing. I have been filming this off and on all day today, and I am real tired of talking about these 45 books. Actually, it's 46 now because I added King Lear. So these 46 books. Now, I am also, like I said, saving some space to do a few more things. I did go and look at what I have already chosen for the readathons that I'm doing in October, and everything is going to work out fine. Some of these books were already on that TBR anyway, so it's not really going to create too much of a problem. I still think that I'm going to be able to do everything that I want to do in the month of October. I'm going to be able to slow down in the month of November like I wanted to, and then have fun in the month of December. So that is my plan. And if it works like this for this quarter, then we will definitely continue it and do the same thing next quarter for next year. I do want to get maybe a better way of keeping up with the NPR books, the same way that I have done my 50 before 50 books, how I have them all on that one presentation. So I might do something like that and work on setting that up and getting that ready to go in the new year, but that's all behind the scenes stuff. That's not going to be like a video, I don't think, unless somebody wants to know about that. I will link the playlist for that NPR thing right now at the end of the video. So if you want to see that, click on that. Otherwise, that's going to do it for this one. I don't know what to leave me. Some fall leaves maybe, but it's going to carry through December. So we're going to be a little tiny bit into winter for me. So if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, leave me some fall leaves. And I guess if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you can put some flowers for spring. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.